Coast to coast, the street racing scene has exploded all over the country. And a ragtag group in New Orleans might be among the best.
Hello and welcome back to TUNANOCRUST. Sometimes you watch a show and think, man, I wish I could be on TV playing with cars all day. But then you see how much people get paid to do what looks like your dream job. We cover a lot of car-related reality TV shows and have done a few videos on Street Outlaws in the past. So how much does the cast of the newest iteration, Street Outlaws No Prep Kings, make at the end of the day? Let's see what we can dig up about their secretive salaries.
These guys are willing to risk it all to go for a win. Welcome to No Prep Kings.
But first, a little primer on Street Outlaws. Street Outlaws showcases the illegal sport of street racing on various roads in the United States. Street racing is illegal, hence the name Street Outlaws. The races are also risky. We have had severe injuries and deaths while filming, but even though the show is called Street Outlaws, everybody tries to be as safe as possible. These racers compete in tournaments for prizes worth thousands of dollars. Some unorthodox vehicles, such as a farm truck, have entered these intense, risky races during the 13-season run. The original series was produced by Pilgrim Studios' Pilgrim Media and aired on Discovery Channel until 2019. Street Outlaws has a ton of spin-offs to make up for what looks like a content drought on paper. Sometimes this is just a similar tournament in a different location. For example, races have taken place in Memphis, New Orleans, and Las Vegas. Street Outlaws Fastest in America races elite teams from around the country. There are also a bunch of zanier spin-offs. Two popular personalities who go by the nicknames Farm Truck and Azin have their own show. Street Outlaws Gone Girl focuses on women drivers. And yes, one of the less orthodox spin-offs is Street Outlaws No Prep Kings. What makes No Prep Kings different? The name says it all. The roads for these races are not prepped beforehand. The tracks are, as the official site puts it, rough and untested. Roadkill, shrapnel from accidents, dust, and other hazards are all fair game. The first season of No Prep Kings aired in 2018, and it's been going on and off due to certain world events. According to NoPrep.com, the risks are bigger than the occasional dead animal on the tracks. Even though street racing is illegal, the racetracks are prepared beforehand. The process includes having all the tire rubber scrubbed from the pavement. It also involves chemicals such as PJ1 track bite to give the cars better traction. With none of these preparations in play, the tournament bracket setups from the original are about to get a lot messier. Also, a true tidbit, the police shut down tracks before races, so maybe this isn't illegal as the name Street Outlaws might imply. But many also consider untested roads like these the ultimate test of a racer's skill. These racers are among the best in the country. Whoever has the most points at the end of the tournament will be crowned the No Prep King. With the best racers meeting on these rough roads, you're in for some intense races. We'd like to take a moment and thank the sponsor of today's video, Morgan & Morgan. Look, we are all mostly car lovers here, and if there's one thing we've seen on Street Outlaws, Fast and Loud, and Graveyard Cars, is a car that's gotten into a wreck. It's sad enough to see your beautiful car smashed and damaged, but even worse is the pain and injuries that can go along with it. Not even just that, but also the fact that you usually deal with injuries due to negligence. You shouldn't have to just deal with an injury. Rather than just labeling it as an accident, you deserve compensation. And that's where Morgan & Morgan comes in. When it comes to choosing a law firm, size matters. Morgan & Morgan has more than 800 attorneys across 49 states, over 4,000 support staff ready to take your call 24/7, and have recovered more than $13 billion for hundreds of thousands of clients. The best part? You pay nothing up front for their services. The fee is free unless they win. Morgan & Morgan fights to get their clients the best results. Getting started is easy. Just visit forthepeople.com/NoCrust or dial #law #529 from your cell. Now, let's get back into the video. Street Outlaws No Prep Kings Season 5 is currently airing. Watch it streaming on Discovery Plus with new episodes every Monday. Or try to catch a live show in a city near you. Listings of filming locations are on the No Prep Kings official website. The last track of the season will be in Ennis, Texas, so if you want to get a seat, grab your tickets online now. But how much do the drivers get paid? Since street racing can get extremely dangerous, it has to be a lot, right? Also, it's illegal and individual drivers have hundreds to millions of dollars in net worth. But nobody has said how much the network pays them. We have, however, gotten a few hints as to the figures that people make for every episode. We're going to start with a disclaimer. Like all television shows, Street Outlaws is run by a corporation, in this case Pilgrim Media. The show also airs on the Discovery Channel, meaning that the network gets a cut too. We can't determine how much either of those media groups makes off of the show. They probably make some money from subscription fees, advertisements, or both. However, we cannot know these figures for sure. Big corporations like this tend to keep their numbers secret, either forever or until a non-disclosure agreement or NDA wears out. Some sources say that because street legal is illegal, Discovery cannot pay the cast members of Street Outlaws. But that doesn't mean we're up the creek. It also might not be true. Many sources seem conflicted about whether these outlaws get paid or not. You'll see why later, but there'll be a little bit of math involved. Also, it's important to understand that this reality TV show is not anybody's full-time job. Most of the Street Kings have regular 9-to-5 jobs. Street racing is a hobby, albeit a compelling one, and the show itself is more of a side hustle in terms of how much money it makes. It doesn't help that street racing is illegal, and therefore has no sponsors aside from, well, Pilgrim Media and Discovery. In comparison, the Daytona 500 has been sponsored by Toyota, FedEx, Mars, Nationwide, and Monster Energy Drinks, along with the numerous other brands that plaster their logos on cars. This is why people like Richard Rawlings are as wealthy as they are. They know how to get those connections. Street racing can't do that. The people on Street Outlaws are racing because they love it. It's not about the money. It can't be about the money, even with money on the line and people betting on the side. Every race on Street Outlaws is #NotSpawned in comparison. That said, nobody has disclosed how much this side hustle might pay, never mind factoring in their expensive car repairs. We do, however, have some contract details. Tuco.co.ke has a listing of some of the cast's net worth, and the figure of $20,000 per episode keeps coming up for individual racers. Chris Dave aka Kamikazes is supposedly a little higher at $30,000, but $20,000 is more standard, so we will use it for any math going forward. Take that number with a grain of salt, but we'll work with it for now. But Wes Buck from The Wes Buck Show dropped an interesting hint as to what else affects their paychecks in a hard-to-find interview. The team mentioned that people buy merch when they come on the set. The lines wind around trailers just to get a shirt. The interview mentioned that merch sales might be a big way of funding the races on No Prep Kings.
Yeah, I mean, merch sales for sure. You know, what little time I do get to walk through the pits at just a No Prep Kings event, I mean, the lines are like wrapped around the trailers and they're intertwined with each other. And then you got cars trying to go through it. And it's kind of a mess, but it's a good mess.
Imagine this. You get a ticket to see a race for Street Outlaws No Prep Kings. That ticket price might be split between the racers, the website that sells the tickets, Pilgrim Media, or maybe just Pilgrim Media. We don't know. Let's say that Pilgrim Media gets all of the ticket sales, which is kind of unlikely, but roll with it. These tickets can range from a basic $25 fee to a $350 premium motorhome parking space. But then you and other fans see a trailer selling shirts. These shirts sell for $25, rounding up, not counting taxes. You want one because, like concert swag, you want proof that you were there. Let's say you and 49 other people buy shirts at $25 each. You're already at a live show, so why not? If 50 people bought shirts, 50 times 25, that equals 1,250. That's not the thousands you expect from someone like Richard Rawlings. And we don't know how it'd be split among the cast, but it's a decent sum. It's probably not as big as people expected, but still pretty good for something that isn't a full-time gig or sponsor. Now again, we don't know how much Pilgrim Media covers other expenses. Does the TV company cover things like automobile repair? What if someone has to go to the hospital? As seen in a few of our other videos, people get injured in these illegal races. But we don't want to bring this down too much, so we'll just say that we hope Pilgrim Media offers some form of insurance, just in case. Maybe they can't, but we don't know. If they offer insurance on those fronts, the individual paycheck of each racer is $20,000. Merch sales that are probably split among the cast, and then a decent amount of insurance. The insurance alone would probably be worth it. Because of network haziness, aside from the $20,000 per episode, we aren't sure how the merch funds are split, but we do know that a good portion goes to the cast members. If you want to support the stars of No Prep Kings, stop in at their online store and buy a shirt. They're even having a sale right now. They'll appreciate it. Due to how dangerous their show is, they probably aren't getting paid enough. But what about you? What's your dream job? How much does it pay, and does that affect whether you do it or not? Do you think the racers on Street Outlaws are paid enough given how dangerous street racing is? What do you think their day jobs are? Let us know in the comments below. Oh, and because we don't have a merch store, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and ring that bell so that you don't miss the next video. We'll see you next time.